Okay, example number 3 in bad habits. This time we're not starting from the beginning. We will start from the beginning in the next study. This is a game between two subscribers. It was a London opening, and Black played in a pretty decent way. I would say both sides have played in a pretty decent way. White clearly kicked out this bishop. So the bishop arrived early and then was booted by pawns. Not like the worst thing in the world, but White now needs to justify this space advantage by finishing development, because by doing this, you don't get your natural developing square. White plays this move. The reason why knight e5 is not a great move is you're going to battle while your king is still in the center. Not only is your king still in the center, you are 2 moves away at minimum from getting to safety. And you've already moved that knight. There is no need to do that again. Not to mention, this doesn't really create a threat. Everything is defended. Is it a bad move? Not necessarily. There is a level at which I would say this move is completely fine, and then once you cross that level, I would say you should stop playing moves like knight to e5. That level is about 1400. You can probably still get away with this at around 1200, but it's time to start building better habits at that level. So we have knight takes, not necessary. Not a bad move, but not necessary. Maybe Black just didn't want to get the pawns doubled. Fine. But how are you going to deal with this, right? Like, this is a natural move here. White decides to go here, attacking the knight. How are you going to deal with that? Well, Black decides I'm going to play the exact same move, jumping into the center. Now, White, again, should be finishing development and going here. I can imagine a lot of players would consider taking the knight. White does this. Completely not thinking about the fact that a move ago, that was impossible because the bishop would have taken you. Anytime you do something like this, something has to go through your mind like, what are they going to play? Can they capture anything? Yes, they can. They can go here and here, but one is much better than the other. When you consider capturing, you need to consider capturing of the maximum value, which is this, but also capturing of the highest inconvenience, and therefore putting maximum danger upon that capture. This is an immediate capture of 3, but this is an immediate capture of 1 that attacks everything. That demands more of a response than knight takes knight. And Black in this position has this move, which is a devastating move. You now have to address the knight. And in doing that, you lose your bishop. You now lost a pawn. You lost the right to castle. And Black has the bishop pair. So you've lost on 3 fronts because of this move, bishop to d3. I cannot tell you how often people put completely loose pieces, totally unprotected pieces, and this happens. There is another tactic here, by the way. There is also this move, which is of a lesser quality than taking here, but the point is that the knight attacks the queen, and still Black will win a pawn and prevent castling. So you now cannot castle your king anymore. Horrible. It's a horrible situation for White. The bishop d3 is very common. Black goes here. Black misses it. White goes here. Black, again, is just all one movers. There is no plan here. I mean, you're not evaluating whatsoever. Is this trade good for me, or would I rather get taken? It's just, there's no thinking. It's just, oh, I can take the bishop, so I'm going to take the bishop, right? Now Black plays bishop e7. White needs to castle. Good. Don't hate that move at all. Got to give a lot of credit there. Now, I see castling on opposite sides. What does that mean? I want to create an attack. Pawn storm. It's a combination of the pawn chapter and the attacking chapter, which naturally, if these players haven't seen yet, because the course isn't out yet, that's what you got to be thinking about here. Not king. What? Okay, I guess you're playing king b1 to keep the king safe, but it absolutely does not meet the demands of the position. Now, what should Black be doing? c5, b5, queen b6, creating an attack. There needs to be something that happens here. That's the way you play chess. Black here plays an atrocious move. I really, really don't like this move, because it's a lazy move, but it's a lazy move that does damage. This is not a lazy move that does damage. It's just a lazy move, but the king is completely fine there, and you're not weakening your position. This, however, h6, that is what we call a hook. A few moves ago, if my pawns marched into the territory, there was no way for me to get rid of them. Like, if they got rid of these pawns, I would have huge threats on the king. But by going here, you have now given me the option to chip away at something. I now have something I can attack. White goes here. Again, not the best move in the world, but clearly this seems to be some sort of attacking idea. Black goes here. Fine, black is trying to do battle over there. White takes. Not necessary. You don't have to take everything you see. I don't hate it. You can defend, but fine. This. Justify this. Beautiful. White is actually playing in a correct way. White kind of steered the ship the right way. This was slightly bad. Doesn't matter. This is looking good, and here come the rooks. How is black going to address this? F5. That's a very bold move. Pushing pawns where you are being attacked could weaken your position. It also could not weaken your position if your opponent plays incorrectly. White can now take, en passant take, and ignore. What does white choose to do? Rook g1. Look at that. Keeping the tension of the pawns. Very nice idea. Very sophisticated idea. I can't tell you how many of you watching would have just snap taken this. Just don't even think about it. Like, open up the position, okay? We have this. Now we have this. Now both moves are good. Rook takes and pawn takes. White plays pawn takes. Okay, I would have maybe played rook takes, because rook takes would have attacked the queen and bulldozed this way. But you now have to march forward. G5, there it is. There, beautiful stuff here. Amazing. Being aware of danger here. Pawn takes G5. Queen H7 check. King F7. White is doing it. Like, oh. Why? Why with the pawn? I mean, white did so well, right? That's why we're here for the lesson. Rook takes pawn is a devastating move. Devastating. This is a threat. Then you got queen g6, which is a threat. Queen h5 is a threat. The rook, 3 attackers on this pawn. Not to mention the rook could actually go here, cannot be taken, and now sneaks into the position. It is a devastating attack. To capture this way is just thinking in one move. White just wanted to go here, or maybe here, but oh no, now the king escapes. Oh no. Oh no. And now white is getting tunnel vision, right? Because here, like, if black just defends like this, there is no attack anymore. You can't trade the queens. You don't have an attack. You have to sense the danger in the position for the opponent. Black goes here. Okay, black is also not doing a great job sensing the danger. White goes rook h7, still trying to attack. Black goes rook g8. Now white plays rook f1. That's an excellent move. Excellent move. The ship is being steered right again. Black in this position should have blocked with the queen to trade off the most powerful piece, or gone here to activate the rook. By staying on the back rank, black plays defense, but now is unable to bring the rook. So black was very short-sighted in their defensive play, and goes here looking to trade the queens. If white trades the queens too quickly, there might not be any attack left. White goes rook f7, and black plays queen b5. Uh-oh. That is an outstanding attempt at counterplay. Fantastic attempt here. White doesn't have many checks. White also needs to make sure the king is protected. Instead, white goes rook g7. Now we have this. The queen has taken the eyes off of d3, and suddenly the game is a draw. White is a move away, or a few moves away from just delivering all sorts of mates, but suddenly here comes queen d3, and it's over. The attack is gone, because white did not realize that they themselves were also in danger. King c1, queen e3, and now it's a draw. Black needs to give a draw because black needs to understand that if black doesn't give a draw, black loses in a variety of ways. Many ways. Black goes check, king out to b3, check, back, and it's a draw. White did everything right in this game, but there was no sense of danger onto themselves. You just thought it was going to be a free pass. And for a while it was. White actually played a very decent game of chess here, but not acknowledging the opponent's threats. And then bad habits here, just auto recaptures, not thinking ahead at all. Rook takes g5 would have been just an easy move here to continue the attack. Now the attack is gone, and black doing the same thing. Bad habits, lazy moves, just thinking, I'm in check, I gotta get out of check. No, you need to trade off the opponent's most powerful piece. You're in check. You need to understand the demands of the position, which is to trade off your opponent's most powerful piece. This is a lazy move, not thinking ahead enough. And white plays a couple of very logical moves. And then this, I mean, this is just epic way to save the game. Everything was covered for a while, but because white just got a little bit lazy and hasty over here, they were unable to actually convert the point. They had to stay put for a second, maybe make sure the king is safe for a couple of moves, or just basically not get to this position. Like there was a chance that this position could have been completely avoidable. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. Black sneaks out, and White totally doesn't acknowledge the counterplay and ends up giving up half a point when they were like a move away from checkmate 10 different ways. So a tough game back and forth, for sure. And I hope like from the beginning of the game, you sort of realize there was a lot of one movers overlooked in this game between two intermediate players and playing not to the demands of the position, but sort of playing just one move, short-sighted chess is the way I would describe it.